You know what? I'm really excited that Tianna's here because these games are opportunities for us to work on a lot of different things from a chemistry standpoint, but also get players back in flow that either been out, haven't had opportunity, and so that's what we saw today. We had a lot of different players have opportunity to come in and step in and work on some things that we've been working on, work on some things that they need to get better at, also work on conditioning at the same point, and then give rest to other players right now and allow them to actually sit and watch and learn as their teammates are out there on the floor. So, that's what I appreciate about this opportunity to play Texas College, especially knowing that we really had a really tough, unless you've been to Houston Baptist, we had a really tough game on the road in that particular facility. Then to be able to come home during finals, to give them a little bit of a mental breather in this game. And now next we know they're going through finals. We have to prepare to go to Lamar, who we beat here at home, who played really well and had Texas Tech on the ropes and was really close in their game against Longwood. Now they're coming off a win. They have another opportunity to play again as well. And so all of that makes a difference in how we prepared today with all the different variables going on in a student-athlete's life.
Coach, what is it specifically that makes you happy that Tianna's here today?
I just think Tianna just hasn't had an opportunity to come back from, not being on the floor with us practicing, getting into flow reps, to now having an opportunity to get out there and, truly make some mistakes, truly work on some things offensively, work on some things defensively, so she can play through them. That doesn't always happen necessarily in games that are tighter. She either wouldn't have this opportunity or, there'd be a lot, the range would be a little bit tighter for her, if that makes sense.
Very efficient game, 66% from the field, over 50% from three, and over 90% from the free throw line. What was working for y'all?
I think what was working was just the players understanding to stay disciplined. I don't think that we played an entire game well, but I do think we played the majority of the game well, and that's what we asked for, is for us to stay disciplined, knowing that there's some things that they just weren't able to do as well. Whether some things just, height, quickness, and then they had a very short bench. That wasn't expected from our end, but as we played the game, it obviously showed up. They really were fatigued. They went to all zone there towards the end of the game, and our players just took advantage of that. But at the same time, I think they did it in a respectful way.
Yeah, same question for the players. What do you feel like was working well for the team today?
Obviously, in the beginning, our outside shot was falling, but we wanted to focus on getting the ball inside and just running our stuff, because we're going to need that down the line. So just practicing everything we've been practicing in practice and just having real players in front of us, I think that just really helped a lot.
Like T was saying, I think that the outside shot was working, or like that's what we were shooting real well. And then once we start being disciplined and working on stuff that's gonna help us for long term when we play more difficult games, I think that really helped and is gonna prepare us.
Yeah, Tianna, you led the team with 21 points today, and like Coach was saying, it was an opportunity for you to get some extra minutes. How much did seeing extended time on the floor help you get back into the swing of things?
It felt really good. I've just been trying really hard in practice, and my teammates have been so great, like challenging me every day in practice, and my coaches as well. And it just felt really good to be on the court for that long.
Jonna, tell us a little bit about what brought you to Texas State and what your experience here has been like so far.
I'd say when Coach Z first called me, our first conversation, she kept it real with me. It wasn't nothing at the end of the day, this is really a business, and she kept it real with me. She didn't sugarcoat nothing. She kept it real, and that grabbed my attention immediately because I love that in a coach. I love somebody who's real authentic and just gonna keep it real and not try to play you like it's a business. And since I've been here, it's been nothing but love. I found my love for the game again, thanks to the coaches and my players. I met my teammates, so it's been real fun.
Coach, what do you remember about that conversation?
Well, this will sound odd, but the first thing that I remember, maybe not about that first conversation, I remember, one, before I called her, obviously I watched her film, so I was really excited about just having the opportunity to talk to her. Two, I was actually surprised how easy it was to talk to Jonna on the phone. She played so free, and she's been through a lot as far as a student athlete, the different schools that she's been at as a junior college player, and then obviously at Tech, and the things that unfolded at Tech were unfortunate, but her spirit was just really good on the phone. She just had really good energy, so she was really easy to talk to. But outside of that, I just remember talking to her about cooking and how she was just really good on the air fryer. And then after that, we started exchanging text messages, and I you know, as the team knows, I enjoy cooking. And she sent the pictures, and they looked legit. Her chicken wings actually looked nice and crispy on the outside. If you were to ask me what do I remember just how genuine and easy it was to talk to her, seeing just how aggressive she was and know everything she's been through. But then, too, at the same time, you know, she could throw down on an air fryer. So I remember that as well. So I actually shared it with Coach Teamer, who also is the other person that can cook on her staff. And so I was like, this girl, not only can she play ball, Teamer, she can cook, too. So that's just the truth. That's what I remember.
What do you feel like she's brought to the team this year?
First and foremost, the one thing that she brings is an authenticity, like she talked about. I think she does that. But the other piece from a basketball standpoint is she takes a lot of stress off Kennedy, right? She's a point guard. She can create and she can score as well. And so both those young women have the ability to shoot from the outside as well as create off the bounce. As good as Kennedy is, Tianna has a lot of the same capabilities. I think people have seen that in games. She also is an emotional player, and I think that can be a positive for a team. That's where she is different from Kennedy, where she can really get people going. She can really hype up the crowd, but as well as her teammates. I think that's really fun to have that added element. But for sure, from an X's and O's standpoint, she's a smart basketball player. She understands it, she sees it, and she can execute really well. Kennedy needs a stress reliever because our team needs that, as well as Tianna needs to get back into a groove where, you know, by the time we hit conference play, we really have the best backcourt in the conference.
And then for Tianna and Tianna, what do you feel like it says about the team that y'all are capable of putting up 105 points in a game?
I just feel like it just says that we're working on discipline, and we just kept running our offense, and I just feel like down the line, like that it says a lot that we could put up that much. And against teams in our conference, like obviously it's going to be harder and more difficult to put up that many points, but it just shows that we're capable of so much.
I would say the same thing. Like, it showed that we were real disciplined in order to run our stuff and do the thing that coach wants. But it also showed like that we're having fun with each other. Like, just the way that we swing the ball around and getting excited for people to score. Like, Tianna scored 21 points. Like, I'm excited. Like, it was me. Like, you know, so like it's just exciting, and I'm ready for some more.
Coach, have you had a 100-point game before with one of your teams?
You know, I honestly don't know the answer to that. So this team is scoring wise is more like some of my first teams. I would say that. So we gotta get better defensively. But you know, I don't remember that. Actually, my mind is more on I was happy so many different people are able to play, and I am happy these young women were able to execute because it is difficult. It is difficult to do, right? Because Tianna knows one of my favorite things to tell her is just because you can doesn't mean you should. And so just staying disciplined because it's going to pay dividends long term. So we talked about scenarios within conference. Okay, this is like this in conference. We have to get this done regardless of what the opponent currently looks like. This is what it looks like down the road within games here in the preseason. So being able to have those open, honest conversations is a mature level that you can communicate with your team, and I do appreciate that because not all teams can you start talking about long term, right? But this particular team, there's things that we can talk to them about. So that's what I'm more excited about than the score, to be honest with you.